Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, we're going to do just kind of a random message from the universe, whatever it may be, kind of a collective energy. We got Strength card. It is coming out sideways. Definitely is the encouragement to hold on to, especially those that we love. This particular card is the story of Tam Lin in the Celtic world. She meets this mysterious man in a foggy moors and instantly falls in love, and they make a baby. And he gets stolen away from her by the evil fairies, and they enchant him, and they take him off on horseback. And as they are taking him away from her, and he's under like the fairies spell, so he's kind of zombie-esque, she rushes out with this daring plan to rescue him, and she rushes out and knocks him off the horse, and he crashes to the ground. And then, because he's been enchanted by the fairies, the next part of this is she has to hold on to him tightly as he transforms through these various ferocious beasts. So we see her holding on to him as he's part alligator, part lion, part wild boar. But because of her bravery, as he transforms all the way through those ferocious beasts, then he turns back into the kind of mystical man that he was to begin with. And so it's just it's that story about love and standing by somebody through thick and thin. Now, normally the Strength card, hi guys, great to see you tonight. Normally the Strength card is just going to be more about courage. Sometimes I think of it as like physical strength or like endurance. And so sideways, it can also be I'm fatigued. I feel like the universe is aware that this is like a 50-50. It's like I'm fatigued, but I still want to, hold on to things that I care about. But my strength is flagging a little bit. I'm kind of tired. I kind of could use a little like energy boost. And in comes the Empress. And this is Our Lady of Guadalupe. We have this like divine, kind of like soft energy. You know what I think this says? I'm exhausted tonight. Also, just absolutely like knackered. But I feel like maybe somebody needs to get like their rose bubble bath out, and they need a calm night, and they need to kick back and listen to some. I don't know why I want to say Kenny G or Michael Bolton music or whatever soothes them, and kind of like restore some kind of sense of calm and peace. It feels like, what do we do when we're overwhelmed or our nerves are frazzled? We calm, It's like when there's too much sympathetic nervous system activation, like we gotta calm it down. And so this might be a really great time for somebody to practice that mindfulness, dim the lights, turn on some great soft music, make sure there's some little nice aroma, make sure that, other competing lights are off, and just lay back. I keep picturing somebody who's got like one of those little eye pillows, the ones that have like rice in it. So it gives a little bit of like comfy weight, or like a weighted blanket or something. So it's like, oh, I feel so like cuddled and swaddled right now. I think our character is going to have an easier time finding the right answers if they rest now, because this says, it's exhausting to try to figure out what to do when you're juggling. I don't know. Do I do this? Do I do that? Can I work this out? Well, what about that? At some point in time, stepping back and just waiting, and then kind of reapproaching and having more clarity. Either things might balance out in this character's life without them spending like a huge amount of their effort right now and fatiguing themselves. Because this just says our character is going to be more and more drained. This is like, it is time to watch some mindless TV. It is time to kick back and listen to music. It's time to rest. It's time to sleep. It's time to, like nourish, get some fluids in, whatever it is that our character is like, whatever they're fatigued by, it's like time to nourish the body, mind, and soul, and then address things instead of grinding away and trying to think that I need to stay stressed and I need to find an answer to this right now, because the answer might not present itself yet. This kind of seems like tomorrow could be a better day. We have sunrise, we have neighbors connecting with each other. This is soulmates. We may have a message that comes in from somebody. So let's put this in a context. Because it started out with the story of great love, let's assume that we can apply this to love. Let's say we have a character who's kind of feeling like, you know what I'd love right about now in my life? I'd love to have a lover. I'd love somebody. I'm hearing that Peter Cetera song, I'll be the man that will fight for your honor. I'll be the hero you've been dreaming of. Sorry, 80s baby. But great song. And something about, and we did it all for the glory of love. I think that's the name of it. This feels like if she's, and this could be a feminine who's feeling like, you know, I would love to have somebody, like I know I love really well and I would love to have somebody to love on. I would give anything to have that partner and, you know, someone who has my back and I have theirs. But man, where is this? When will this ever happen? I'm getting tired. I'm getting fatigued. I'm getting overwhelmed because I never meet anybody who seems like they're, you know, interested in equal give and take. This could be somebody who needs to just take that deep breath and recognize they are the divine feminine. They are someone who will oftentimes probably attract people that want to be nurtured, but don't necessarily have the ability to give in return, because people who exude great strength are going to feel like safe havens for others. And so if she keeps finding people that don't quite match and she's wondering why, instead of being sad or upset or fatigued and just worn out and feeling kind of grumpy about this, it says, wait a second, you know, take that break, rest, give back to yourself and recognize you're the divine feminine. You got a ton to offer. You got a lot of support to offer. You got a lot of caring you give. Don't forget to care for yourself, but take a break from fretting or worrying. An Empress is a profound gravitational pull. The Empress is the energy of the moon. The moon is only a quarter of the size of Earth, yet it is so powerful that as the moon orbits the Earth, it creates the tides by tugging on the Earth, and it sloshes the water on our surface, and that's what creates the tides, along with wind. Well, the wind makes the waves, but it just feels like if she hasn't wrapped her head around, maybe this is a real petite little gal too, but she may be small but mighty. You can be small and you can have a big impact in this world, but it just feels like when she takes a break, takes a rest, doesn't get worried, frustrated, or exhausted, and instead recalibrates her energy, maybe takes a nice relaxing evening or something, and then tomorrow is a brighter day. There's more balance. She'll be more balanced. She'll be kind of back in the game. She'll probably feel more calibrated. And it's interesting how, you know, just when we get to our wits' end, just when we get to the point where it's like, I can't take any more of this, sometimes it's exactly when something divine comes in and it levels things out again for us. I do feel like something is overwhelming for this character, but I don't think it's too long before things will get more smoothed out. Part of what smooths things out for this character is the people around her, the friends, the neighbors, this doesn't have to be romance, although it could be a person who comes in. Death card. It's a big transformation. There is somebody who has been there all along that she just hasn't noticed. There is a great person who could live in her apartment complex, who could live in the next house over from her, could be a friendly neighbor that she just never saw in a loving way. Here she is, like, I never meet anybody. I'm so tired of dating, or I'm, you know, things in my life. I'm fatigued. I'm worn out right now. And it could be, sorry guys, my lungs are acting up again. So it's just dragging me down right now. We're going to keep this one short tonight. She may be somebody that's like, she just needs a break. She needs to get out and get outside. And I think the next day she could notice that somebody who she just didn't see as a potential is now like right there in front of her eyes, maybe has been all this time. It's definitely looking at somebody in a new way, right? It's pulling back the curtain and seeing someone. This could be a new person altogether, but I feel like they've been around her all this time. Hi guys, so great to see everybody tonight. Sorry, I'm a little bit coffee. We have a 3 of Wands. I definitely feel like she's going to be moving forward in a really great vibe very soon. Her whole perspective is going to shift. Everything she's wanted but hasn't been able to find, Maybe she needed to get to this point of being like, man, this is not fun. I really wish that things would be different. Maybe she needed to send that out to the universe. Sometimes we don't get help until we ask for it. And, an Empress can handle a lot on her own. So she maybe, it takes a lot to fatigue her. It takes a lot to break her down to the point where she's ready to ask for help. But she's ready now. I just see that there's a lot changing in her very near future with whomever this person is. I do want to change decks and take a look at who they are because this looks really good. I mean, it's a soulmate. King of Cups in the reverse. This could be somebody she had a wrong impression of. She might have thought, oh, that person doesn't like me, or that person, I think they're married, or she has not felt warmth from this person. So she maybe dismissed them. Maybe she hadn't paid much attention. I said maybe she thought they were married. We literally have a Four of Wands, Queen of Wands. This could be one of those weird situations where she's like, oh, I assumed that the person who lived next door to me, I thought they were married. It's like, what? That's my sister. No. She could have been like, no, that's my roommate. And no, my roommate's, it's feminine, but she and her girlfriend rent the back, cottage behind my house. Like, no, I'm single. It could be that she's misunderstood something about this person that is in her life who's been around her. She's going to find out more because it's all about the upcoming future. And you notice that things keep getting better. Certain things get revealed. That Death card carried with it, like pulling back the curtain. Let's change decks one more time. King of Cups. And she would not have guessed that this person could be her end all be all. She would never have believed this. So that's an interesting plot twist to this, that she assumed something. This just goes to show, never assume anything about anybody or think that because you see them talking to somebody that, oh, that must be their partner. Actually happened one time to me and my brother. We're both tall and blonde. I would think anybody would guess probably brother and sister, especially since we were fighting, but maybe that's why they thought we were a couple. And they wanted us to do timeshare, and we're just like, no. I'm not gonna timeshare with my brother. Not interested. But they assumed that we were a couple. I just remember we were cracking up laughing because it was like, that was our first time in Las Vegas, and we're like, can't people tell that we're related? Like, we look the same, only I have long hair and he's got the beard. But sometimes you look at things and you don't read it right. You don't read the situation right. You just make an assumption real quick. But I feel like this is one of those situations where I think if she got it wrong, that could have thrown her off course. Sometimes when we assume something, then we don't keep looking in that direction. Oh no, what do you mean? He doesn't like me. He couldn't possibly like me. He's got a wife. No, he's actually your 10 of Cups, darling. You've been dismissing the wrong person. They're great. They like you. They're interested in you. And you keep dismissing them, not realizing that this is somebody that could be a really great match for you. We have the Justice card upright. She may at some point, like laugh about this also, be like, wow, did I read you wrong? I totally this was an injustice. I should have maybe considered, but I only saw things through one lens. So I think the big message here is, be mindful not to look at things through a lens and assume things, especially about people that we don't necessarily know their full story on. But also be kind to oneself when we're getting tired and fatigued, and don't forget to ask for help, from the universe, or don't forget to pull back energy sometimes and take care of one's own self, especially, during times when it all gets to be a little too much. It's like, okay, this is the time to be really nice to myself. It's not the time to be in despair or get exhausted, but instead it's time to rest. It's time to eat some cookies. It's time to, do something nice for one's own self. I don't know. I just feel like this feminine needed the reminder. And usually we don't have to worry too much about empresses, but this empress was getting a little bit tired. And I think she needed a little bit of support right now. But I kind of like the way this one turned out. Guys, I know this was just a shorty tonight. I'm going to bounce out, though, because I'm going to probably keep coughing a little bit tonight. So I'm going to call it an early night. Probably still post the video at midnight, though. But aside from that, I'm going to go ahead and just be on the cough so I can be back to normal tomorrow. So good to see you guys. I'm sending lots of love, lots of support to everybody out there. Thank you for popping by to hang out with me a little tonight. I'm sorry I wasn't more energetic. Carol, who that? AC, come see. Sorry, guys. RS, Apple Holo. Thank you, guys. Annette, hi. Hey, Kristen Alphabet and Nick. Thank you, Alpha Holo. You're so sweet. I just have asthma and it gets flared. I've been so good for months. I was just thinking today how good I was doing, and then I was like, I jinxed myself. Hey, Roxanne, Jeannie Vale, Anuko, Miss Moody, Danny D369. Hi, Sam Juanita, Kivi Shaw. Awesome. Kimmy Shaw, I loved the whole film. Like Karate Kid, great soundtrack, great film. Ralph is such a cutie, that the kid. What is his name in it? His real name is Ralph, right? Sometimes I'll know his real name, or I'll know his name in the film, and I flip flop it back and forth. He'll always be that character to me. So no matter, I know he's still a great actor, as into adulthood. He still looks pretty much the same too. That guy never ages. But Just Win, by the way. Hey. Hi, Relay. SM, Carrie B from me. Carl Fike, hi. Nope. What Lobo, thank you, hun. Thanks for stopping in. Q Miller. All right, you guys. And Rare Lestrange, you're first in the house tonight. Hey, Brittany. Thank you for being here, everybody. All right, I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys. Well, I'll see you guys will see the midnight video, but then I'll see you tomorrow in real time. Bye, guys. Thank you, sweetheart. Sending everybody a big hug and lots of love and good, sweet dreams to you also, or a good work day wherever you are in the world. Bye.